When George Clooney was asked about his earnings during a film promotion interview, he smiled and said, "I make movies because I love telling stories, not for the paycheck." Everyone in the room knew it was partially true. His fees are astronomical. But Clooney knew something that many men take decades to learn. Not all questions deserve a transparent answer. Total sincerity is overrated. In a world where everyone shares everything, true power lies in what you choose not to reveal. History is filled with powerful men who maintained their aura precisely because they knew when to remain silent or deflect with class. Have you noticed how certain questions seem like social traps? Those where the naked truth would be like throwing gasoline on a fire. Well, today I'll show you the 9 most dangerous questions every man faces and how to answer them while keeping your class intact. What separates ordinary men from the truly elegant isn't just the impeccable cut of their suit or the Swiss watch on their wrist. It's the ability to navigate difficult conversations without creating discomfort or compromising their position. "And how are you?" Seems harmless, doesn't it? But this is probably the most treacherous question in everyday social life. When your coworker asks this in the elevator, does he really want to know about your complicated divorce or your ulcer? That one T stop hurting. The answer is no. Average men dump their problems as if any ear were their personal therapist. "Man, you 1T believe it. My boss is killing me with this new project. My ex 1T stop calling me. My car broke. Down yesterday. I've witnessed powerful executives ruining their reputation in less than a minute with this kind of venting. An elegant man knows that this question is a greeting, not an invitation for therapy. The correct answer, "Very well, thank you. And you?" accompanied by a firm look and a slight smile. If you among close friends, you can add a touch of reality, moving forward as always. This acknowledges that life has its ups and downs without turning the conversation into a depressing monologue. If you are really going through something serious, save it for the right moment, with the right person. This emotional control is what separates the boys from the men. 2. How much do you earn? When an acquaintance or even a friend drops this question, usually after a few drinks, you can feel the air getting heavier. Society has an unhealthy obsession with money, and that's precisely why an elegant man never reveals his exact value. Not out of shame or because he's hiding something, but because he understands that the amount he receives is a matter between him, his bank, and the tax authorities. I've seen successful men falling into this trap, revealing their salaries as if it were a medal, only to create silent resentment and completely change the dynamics of their friendships. The correct answer, enough to live well but always working to improve. Or if you prefer something lighter, let's say I'm not worried about the price of bread, but I still check the value before buying a car. This approach communicates that you are financially comfortable without creating unnecessary comparisons. An elegant man never defines himself by the number in his bank account, even if it's impressive. 3. What did you think of my new look, outfit, haircut? This question is particularly treacherous when it comes from someone close, your partner, a family member, or a friend. The common man falls into 2 traps. Either he blatantly lies to please, "It looks amazing," when he actually thinks, "It's terrible," or he's brutally honest without thinking about the consequences. I remember once when a highly respected CEO honestly responded that his wife's new haircut looked somewhat severe during a corporate dinner. The silence that followed was so dense it could be cut with a knife, and the mood of the event never recovered. The correct answer, if you really like it, be specific in your compliment. "That cut really highlights your eyes," or "That color perfectly matches your skin tone." If you don'ty like it, use the redirected compliment technique. "I really like when you wear that style you wore at Trump's birthday. It perfectly suited you. Well, this communicates your preference without diminishing the person's current choice. It's not lying, it's diplomacy, an essential skill for men who understand the nuances of social relationships. 4. Do you find her attractive? This is a question that can explode in your hands faster than wet dynamite. I've witnessed men destroying relationships with a single answer that was too honest. A colleague of mine, during dinner with his wife, decided to respond sincerely that yes, he found the new office assistant attractive. 3 weeks later, he was sleeping on my apartment's couch while trying to save his marriage. Ordinary men think that complete sincerity is a virtue in all situations. Elegant men know that not all truths need to be spoken aloud. The correct answer: she's a presentable person, but honestly, I haven't really noticed much. Followed by a genuine compliment to the person who asked the question. If it's your partner asking, you can add, after being together for so long, I've developed a filter for other women. It's as if I don't even register them anymore. This is not a moment for elaborate lies, but to demonstrate that your attention and interest are focused on the right person. 5. Have you ever regretted choosing me? This question usually arises during discussions or vulnerable moments in long relationships. It's loaded with emotion and, frankly, a completely sincere answer rarely helps the situation. Every relationship has its ups and downs. Every man, at some difficult moment, questions his life choices. This is normal and human. But verbalizing this kind of momentary doubt can cause permanent wounds. I remember a close friend who, after 12 years of marriage and during a heated argument, honestly answered that yes, sometimes he wondered what his life would be like if he had taken another path. Those words were never really forgotten, even after years of an otherwise happy marriage. The correct answer: in difficult times, I've questioned many things in life, but choosing you was never one of them. The challenges we face are about our circumstances, never about my certainty in us. This response acknowledges the reality of ups and downs without ever questioning the foundation of the relationship. It's honest without being cruel, truthful without being destructive. 6. Can you do me a favor? The seemingly most innocent question on the list is, ironically, one of the most dangerous, especially when asked by someone who doesn't belong to your inner circle. The ordinary man, in his desire to appear helpful or out of fear of displeasing, responds, "Sure, what do you need?" before even knowing what it's about. I've observed men being dragged into embarrassing, financially damaging, and sometimes even legally complicated situations because of this thoughtless response. Once, a respected executive agreed to help an acquaintance before knowing what it was, only to discover later that the favor involved lending a considerable amount for a dubious venture. The refusal after the initial commitment resulted in a ruined professional relationship. The correct answer: it depends on what it is. Can I know more details? Said with a polite but firm smile. This answer is neither rude nor evasive. It's prudent. An elegant man knows that his most valuable resources, time, energy, money, connections, are limited and must be invested wisely. 7. What did you think of your colleagues' performance, work? This question becomes especially delicate when it comes from a superior in the workplace or in professional social situations. The danger here is twofold: appearing jealous or petty if you were critical, or appearing naive and without criteria if you were excessively complimentary. I've seen promising careers crumble when men fell into the trap of openly criticizing colleagues, only to discover later that the questioner had a close relationship with the criticized person. On the other hand, indiscriminate praise can make you seem like a sycophant without your own opinion. I once witnessed a talented professional lose a promotion because, when questioned about an incompetent colleague, who happened to be the CEO's, Nephew, he decided to be too honest about the young man's frequent mistakes. That 5-minute conversation cost him years of career advancement. The correct answer: he has interesting strengths, especially in X. In some areas, like all of us, he's still developing skills. No, this answer acknowledges positive qualities, even if you have to search deep to find them, while suggesting areas for improvement without directly specifying them. The key is to sound balanced and fair, never petty or competitive. 8. What say to say? Your opinion on politics, religion. In an increasingly polarized world, this question has become a social minefield. The ordinary man falls into one of two extremes. Either he pours out his inflammatory and alienating opinions, or he completely dodges, appearing without positioning. I knew a brilliant businessman who lost a 7-figure contract because, during a business dinner, he decided to share his incendiary political opinions after being questioned. The client, who had diametrically opposed views, politely ended the dinner and the business relationship. Elegant men understand that their personal opinions on divisive topics rarely add value to casual professional or social conversations. The correct answer: I have my views, of course, but I prefer to hear different perspectives before discussing these topics. I believe we can learn a lot from diverse opinions. And you, what do you think about it? This approach positions you as a thoughtful thinker who's open to dialogue, not as a dogmatic one. Additionally, it elegantly returns the question, allowing you to know the terrain before possibly delving deeper into the subject. 9. Why aren't you married? Have children yet? This question, often asked at family gatherings by well-meaning aunts or nosy colleagues, can be surprisingly invasive. It assumes there's something wrong with your life path if you haven't followed the conventional timeline. The ordinary man reacts defensively or feels obligated to justify his personal choices, often revealing insecurities or intimate information that he shouldn't share in social contexts. I witnessed a friend, after a few shots of whiskey, honestly, responding that he didn't have children because he discovered fertility problems, information that quickly became a topic of conversation among people he barely knew. He spent months dealing with the uncomfortable situation he created in a moment of unnecessary vulnerability. The correct answer: I'm still building the right foundation for these important decisions. I believe that some of the best things in life shouldn't be rushed. Or if you prefer something lighter, I'm still waiting for Netflix to release a series on how to be a good father. I want to be prepared. With a smile. These responses communicate that you have a plan and purpose without revealing personal details or appearing defensive about your life choices. Male elegance goes far beyond appearance. It's a code of conduct that permeates every aspect of life, including, perhaps especially, communication. These 9 responses exemplify the essence of what I call strategic sincerity, the art of being honest without being brutal, truthful without being reckless, authentic without being rash. The next time you face one of these questions, remember, your answer not only defines how others see you, but also how you navigate the world. And a truly elegant man chooses his path with precision and purpose. If you want to master these and other social skills that separate ordinary men from the truly exceptional, leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. I'm committed to transforming ordinary men into figures of respect and admiration. True elegance isn't just in what you wear, but in what you choose to reveal. And that, my friend, is power. Comment, class, if this video opened your eyes to something you hadn't realized before. Until the next video.